So what is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. So I do just want to give a quick disclaimer. Today's video is like 3 months old. So you're gonna hear me in the next well, the next clip really, because it's just one big long recording. But you're gonna hear me talking about, like an event and stuff, and where you could get the Skoda T56, which is what today's video is about, for free. But that's not the case anymore, so I'm gonna cut that out. But towards the end of the video, I bring that back up. Um, but yeah, with that out of the way, let's get straight into the video. We'll quickly go over the stats. Well, quickly for me, I should say. But I do have to say, I did buy this thing a couple weeks ago for about 6,500 gold. I decided it would be, an interesting pickup, if anything. So. And I do quite enjoy it. I've got a few games in it, and we'll go over my stats in it in a minute. But to start this thing off, let's talk about its gun. Probably the biggest factor about this thing is its point 0.4 dispersion when you are not running this. Um, it is point 0.4 dispersion. Over point 0.4 if we remove the food. It's going to be over point 0.4, so you can see it is not a very accurate tank. The reload, 16 seconds. The aim time is 6 seconds. Like, nothing is spectacular about this tank. I mean, it's got 8 degrees of gun depression. It does 450. It's okay. I mean, turret armor looks fine. Just because it says it has 220 doesn't mean it does, but turret's pretty good. Top speed of 35. It's a slower tank. 12 reverse speed. Terrible. But if we just look at this thing, you can see you have some. I'm assuming this is space armor. It looks like space armor. I'm pretty sure it is, but weird way to. I don't know, man. But anyways, you got some space armor on the turret here. Now you do have to be careful because people can shoot right here between the mantlet and the spaced armor. Your hatch as well, and pen you. Huh. I guess it does look the same. I don't know. Okay, but yeah, so you have some spaced armor on the turret here, which makes your turret really strong because you have to have pretty good aim or pretty good RNG to hit these shots right here. Between that. I mean, your turret's pretty big and all that, but one thing I love about the T56, the Skoda T56 here is the legendary camo. Typically, red camos are stronger than others, especially where this one is a moving camo. You've got glowing, flowing lava here. And it's gonna make the upper plate look stronger than what it really is. And half of my tanks, I don't even know if I can pen a upper plate of this thing. I just assume it's a strong upper plate because everyone I fight has the legendary camo. So I think that's what makes this tank good. Now, obviously, in the battle replays, you're gonna see this thing is very good when played in the correct scenarios. But for consumables, it doesn't have tungsten. So you're basically stuck with 2 repair kits. I would not recommend running speed because speed is not the biggest problem this thing has. It is definitely the reverse speed, but for provisions, you have so many choices here. You've got your food, you've got sandbags, you've got gear oil, you've got fuel. I mean, there is just so many options. And you can have over 2,000 hit points in a tier 8. I mean, that is just wild. Now, obviously, food is a pretty standard choice for literally every tank. This tank especially needs it. It's going to lower your aim time drastically. I mean, point 0.3 of 6 seconds. It's going to take over half a second off the reload. Like, you're going to get terrain crossing, uh, which is very good as by itself. And to fix that 12 reverse speed, I mean, you can put on gear oil. You get 4 to reverse. You get 4 maximum forwards. So you're going to go 38, 39, something like that. I think it was top speed of 35. So yeah, I'd put it at like 39. then you can run sandbags. Now, you could do fuel and go, you know, your average speed would be higher, your power to weight would be better, but I mean, you don't fix that problem of 12 reverse speed. And I really don't think, extra sandbags and then double gear oil or, fuel or of whatever kind. I think this is kind of how you should build your Skoda T56, but ammo count, pretty standard. Um, you know, calibrated, enhanced gun lane drive. I mean, it takes a second off the aim time. This thing's aim time is it's like 7 seconds, no equipment, no provisions or anything. Oh my God, the dispersion is over point 0.4, you could probably run the armor here, but I mean, 2,000 hit points just about is wild. So, all the stuff I run. Now, you could run high-end consumable, but you wouldn't. What I mean, it would extend your adrenaline to 26 seconds, meaning you're still only getting out one shot, so you're better with the consumable delivery system to get it back faster so you can use adrenaline more often. Because with a reload of 16 seconds, you're gonna need that adrenaline. I mean, adrenaline typically takes off 1 second, because it's like 15 or 17% now. But I mean, the longer you reload, the more it takes off. So, and the less effective high-end consumable is unless you're a 183. But yeah, so quickly going over my stats in this thing. I've got 46 battles. I go 74%. I average 2,000 damage a game. All right, with 74% win rate, that's 34 wins, 12 losses. I survive most of the games I do. I'm dealing pretty good damage. I mean, you can see I've got 4 kills, most damage, 4.7k. This thing's a beast if you put it in the right scenarios, and I'm just gonna tell you, this thing cannot side scrape. Like, if this thing could side scrape, I think it would be blatantly OP. Or it could side scrape, but I haven't gotten it to work, so I'm just gonna say it can't side scrape. The way to play this thing is hold down. Now, before we swap over to the replays, I just quickly want to go over something. So hopefully you guys still see my stuff. Yes. So on Blitz Stars, here's the top players in this thing. Minimum 30 battles in 30 days. Like, I am fifth here, which not bad. So you can definitely see in the last 30 days, I definitely don't do that bad. We can go 90% or 90 days, and you can see a lot of people go pretty well. I mean, it's not a super well played tank, but it is definitely a very good tank. Let's see. Am I up here anywhere? No, it doesn't look like it, so that's fine. No big deal. Because I haven't even owned the tank for 90 days. But yeah, so you can see a lot of people just on the 30 day. It's not well played, but a lot of people, let's see, top 100 people are going 56% in it, almost 58, you know? And I mean, like, yeah, I've got 50 battles in it, and I'm going 74%. Okay? I mean, you can still, even if you play this thing a lot, and as long as you know how to play it, 200 battles, 57%. That is not bad at all. So, without further ado, I will show you how I play this thing in pubs. So, I have 2 games here. We are going to start off with the better of the 2 games. Um, so we get, a town map. This thing is decent armor. The turret is probably the main strong point. So I'm going to go what some people call ditch, sewer, whatever. I'm going to go wide and go over to the C cap, basically, with my teammate who's a shark, T54E2. And we're just going to hold over there and just see what shots we have and everything, because we're both hold down tanks, really. I mean, this thing performs exceptionally well. And I mean, you guys saw the replays. The next one's on mines, which is a hull down map. And I mean, this thing has 8 degrees of gun depression too. So it's not like your typical, Soviet heavy where it's like 5 or 6 degrees. You got 8 degrees to work with, which is extremely generous. I mean, this thing, if the 8 degrees, the decent armor, you're gonna lose out on it on the reload, the mobility, like, but you have decent damage per shot. I think a better reload would be nice. I mean, I'm still reloading, and my teammate could have easily shot and probably out reloaded me again. But you're gonna see, I get one bounce on the turret. I wasn't afraid to peek that at all. I get another bounce on the turret. I wasn't worried about that Chai C penning my turret. I was more worried about the CDA because I figured he would have the better accuracy to actually hit my hatch, which is the main thing you have to worry about. But it is not the end all be all because you can still get tons of bounces, and you can see, and you have to aim in on this thing. You cannot just snap shots, really. I mean, you'll see that more in the next replay. I believe I do a couple snapshots, and it really doesn't work out. We're just aiming. You really have to aim with this thing, because if you do not, the reload is so long, it is pretty punishing, and with the dispersion, it is pretty punishing. So, this is a tank that you do have to, get your shots aimed in. You cannot just go snapshots. But on the replay here, my teammate over aggresses. I mean, we are 3 minutes into this game. I am still full HP. I've done 1600. I've bounced 660. I haven't really been shot. I've shot a couple times. But we're gonna push up here. I have a T-32 behind me and an E-25. Well, I think the E-25 is AFK at this point because he hasn't moved. Chai-C, he pushes back up. Whatever. I eat 200 and I deal way more back to him. I deal 400 plus-ish. He's going to push me again. I'm going to turn. He hits my turret there. I was trying to, angle the upper plate or whatever. And you really had to aim that one there. That one barely went into his lower plate there. I mean, you could see just how close I was to missing that one. So we're going to double back for the T-34-1. The WZ is in their spawn where, he's distracted by the T-32. I'm full hit points. I realize this E-25 is AFK. Well, T-34-1 has got a bit more mobility and everything. So he is the bigger threat, in my opinion, than the Chai-C or the WZ, who are a bit slower. I mean, the WZ is probably decent speed. So, he is a bigger concern, but... And this T-34-1, while he is down-tiered, is showing off our armor, and I'll be fair to the T-34-1. That was a lucky shot on the Chai-C, by the way. Not well aimed in, but we still got the pen and everything. But to be fair to the Chai-C, he's a tier 7, or sorry, T-34-1. To be fair to the T-34-1, he's a tier 7. That thing has like 175 standard pen if you aren't running calibrated. So does the tier 8, So I feel his pain. He gets one pen into us. You can see he's pretty mad, and I mean, he tries to circle us, but it's just not gonna do it. I've got the, gear oil, so he can't really out-reverse me or anything. To top that, we do get an ammo rack to finish him off, which is a bit excessive when he was 300 HP. I mean, even a minimum roll would have cleared that. But we are pushing 5 minutes into this game. I have still got 1,400 hit points, really. I've bled just under, 500, really, so. So, I mean, we're just looking for the WZ. He was last spotted over here. I thought he was medium side, so, he could be wrapping around, trying to get behind us. Me and this T-32 are really just, like, driving around, hoping we spot anything, get spotted, maybe. We definitely have the hit points. Now, I'm going to say that we should go capture the base, because I really don't want to lose this. This is 4K. I've got 2 kills. I didn't know what the mastery territory was for this thing, but I definitely wanted to try and get a mastery. Well, the WZ loops around the entire map to go get one shot into our AFK. So we know where he is. We saw him going to the C cap. We're gonna just drive through the base. I'm not worried about trying to locate him or anything. He gets spotted. I've got the hit points. I'm just gonna peek out, pop one in him. I'll eat 300. I'll eat another shot because he's gonna out reload me. But I don't care. I've got the hit points. I've got 1,000 hit points. I want this kill. I want the damage. I, you know, I'm still a 2-shot, maybe even a 3-shot to him if he gets bad rolls. If I bounce that, and obviously I didn't bounce that. So, this is 4.7 thousand damage. All right, almost 4,800. We had almost 4,000 blocked. 3 kills, a steel wall, a high caliber, and I mean, 200,000 credits profit. Top of the team, easily, easily, easily. I mean, if that battle didn't show off where this tank is strong, I don't know what will. I have one more battle for you guys. It's a bit of a shorter one. I mean, 4-minute replay, but still. Definitely not as long as the last one, which almost went for 7 minutes. So, this one is on mines. Once again, this is pretty much a hold down tank. You got a really good turret. You got good gun depression. We're going to go hill. So, we aren't the fastest heavy tank of them all. Definitely not. In fact, this K2 is pretty close to us. I mean, you can see he almost, if he had kept the speed boost or whatever, he could have easily passed us. But hey, we're doing 31 going uphill. It's not terrible. We're going to get to the hill, try and get a shot in, get a very lucky shot with that, 0.4 dispersion. Now, I do have like 0.35, but still, that is not good by any means. So, and with the 6 seconds of aim time, can only, but hey, so that's a bit of a bad shot. I should have aimed that a bit better. I was hoping it would have actually penned his track wheel and not just tracked him, but hey, we tracked him down for our teammates. Maybe someone else could get some bit more damage to him. Not at the end of the world. So, I'm going to leave the hill here. There's not much more I can do on the hill. There's just endless tanks just sitting there, and, well, you can see how that's going. So, there's an AMX M4 flanking around. Our reload is so long. I do not want to sit in front of an AMX M4. I will let the Sturv do it all day long. I have no problem eating one here. Terrible, terrible shot by me. I should have stopped and aimed in. Luckily, this AMX does think the Sturv is the bigger threat. And I mean, to be fair, he is. I have terrible DPM. He's gonna, turn back towards me. Or attempt to. And I get a nice bounce on my side. Now, I did, aim that one in on the AMX, which I would not recommend whatsoever. But, I mean, you can see, if you get rushed in this thing, or rushed by this thing, well, you're not going to crank out tons of damage. You can definitely buy a lot of time. Here's a bit of a misplay by me. Did not notice the K2 until it was too late. Well, we peek this Scepter and get a very nice bounce for 260. I mean, not the end all be all, but hey, any HP we can save for the late game. I mean, we bled out about half of our 2,000 HP. I mean, would be nice to save as much as possible. We're up to 2,500 damage though. Or we will be here in a second. Gonna get that kill on the Scepter. Very good kill to pick up. I mean, it's pretty much late game, blitz-wise. I mean, there's 4 tanks left on both teams. It's just about clearing targets. This K2 would have been a one-shot if I had penned that. If I didn't, get a bad roll or anything. Well, either way. This Sturv, by the way, I had fought with him in like 3 games, and he is just... he just doesn't think I'm a good player. That was a bad shot by me, 100%. I should have hit that, but, it's not the end of the world. So, luckily the TDs helped me out in the back, or whatever. TD, light tanks, whatever. They're going to help me out and get a bit more damage, so I just have to pick up the kill. Not the end of the world. So, we're going to rotate back to the hill. It is a, well, it's a 3v2 now. So, we're going to go hill. I asked my platoon mate exotic to push up with me. And oh, there's a T-49 here. We're just gonna load HE because I am not trying to bounce his lower track. So we're just gonna load HE for the confirmed kill there. Scorpion G, last one. It's a 3v1, so we're just gonna slowly push up on the Scorpion. I'm a 2-shot, my teammate's a 1-shot, and the ISU on our team is full HP, and well, my teammate does get killed. It's unfortunate. We're just gonna push up. I know he's on reload, so we're gonna try and get one in. I could easily have shot HE here, but hey, an AP is gonna do the work just fine. I mean, it's not the end of the world. We got about 8 seconds on our reload left, so the Scorpion is gonna set up to try and get one shot into me. But I am not too worried about it. We're gonna load the HE and get a max roll there into his back. And he says BS. I don't know what was BS about that. I'm sorry, I just hit my microphone if you guys heard that, but what was BS about that shot? Who knows? But you can see we get another Top Gun, 4 kills, another Mastery High Caliber, and what was this one? Just under 4K? I mean, we profit a lot more credits here. Profit what, an extra 20, 30,000? And I mean, yeah, 3.8K, just under 4,000. So you can definitely see where this thing is strong, and that is hold down. You've got the spaced armor on your turret. You know, the only thing you have to worry about is hiding your hatch. So obviously, what you want to do to hide that is, try and peek with your hatch still behind cover. So you're typically gonna want to peek shooting left. So your turret or your hatch, sorry, is behind cover. Um, but it's not the end of the world because it is still a harder hatch to pen and hit. Um, so I mean, you're gonna get a lot of bounces in this thing. I can't tell you how many bounces you're gonna get a game on average, but you can see in what was that other game? How many bounces did I get? The first game it was 4K. I bounced double my HP. It was just about 4K. So while this thing isn't a crazy good tank, it is still a good pickup. I would recommend getting it if you don't have it. If you do have it, maybe it's still worth grinding the event for the other premium tanks you can get out of the crate by chance, or if you just need credits and you have every other thing, maybe you get this in a crate, see what you get. I mean, it's 2 million credits compensation, which is not bad at all. Um, I really wish it was gold. That would be a lot better, but if you are credit poor, it's not a bad thing to pick up again. And for those of you who might be newer to the game, maybe you don't have some other tier 8 tournament tanks and you're interested in doing tier 8 tournaments. Your tournament tanks currently being something like K2, 252U debatable. You need a brawler. Typically your T54 E2s are going to be your hold down. A brawler's more K2, 252U. But the Skoda is not a bad replacement if you don't have those two Russian heavies, or maybe something like free like the Tech Tree 53 TP. So if you need something for tournaments, a bit of a brawler, this thing is not a bad pickup at all. It can do damage, it can get bounces. This thing can do a lot of things right. It's not extremely good at any of them, but it can get the job done in a pinch. You saw we sat hold down perfectly. I mean, 8 degrees of gun depression, a little bit of RNG. We were hitting most of our shots. I mean, on that Mines game, we missed 2. One was a bad shot by me. I mean, I should have stopped and aimed that one in. Hoping RNG helped me a little bit there, but we missed it on the AMX. The second shot we missed, which we still technically hit the enemy tank, but we bounced, um, was on the K2, and that was just a bad shot by me. 100%. I don't even understand how I messed that one up. That is all on me. But even though this thing has bad accuracy, bad reload, you know, bad aim time, just bad everything, or mediocre at best, this thing is still good, and it is definitely worth the pickup if you don't own it. I don't know what else to say about it, really. I mean, I love this thing. You guys saw I have about 50 battles in it. I picked it up about a week ago. So it's definitely one of my most played tanks as of recently. But other than that, I don't have anything else to say. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.